How's it going, guys? I want to show you guys my chart annotations for Monday, December 22nd. I want to show you guys a little bit of what I saw today, and I actually didn't end up taking a trade today because I didn't like the market conditions. So yeah, let's get into it. So to start off, I was pretty bullish on the day, and I'm going to go to the 4-hour time frame here and tell you why. And I'll also tell you why bullish did not work for a bias. So you can clearly see we're in a market maker buy model, and ignore all these blue writing. This is my previous day annotations. But we're clearly in an overall higher time frame market maker buy model to these relative equal high buy sides. And I do believe that this is going to be taken out in the next week, or maybe next week I could see it, or this week. Obviously we weren't going to have it today just because it's a Monday with no news. And really, too, it's Christmas week. A lot of people aren't going to be trading. The big banks aren't going to be trading. A lot of people are on vacation, so not looking to see a lot of volatility, and I'm probably not going to trade Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Gonna cut it at Tuesday and be done for the week. It's looking pretty bad today, at least. So going to the 15-minute time frame here, I start by marking out all of my lows. We got this sell side liquidity, then we have London low at 3 o'clock, Asia low, and then this is actually a relative equal lows on a 1 minute that I did not see until I was doing these chart annotations. You can see we have these very, very minor relative equal lows, but they do still work as relative equal lows. And really, I think we're bearish just because it's a Monday. We're not going to see price reach up into buy side off rip on a Monday. I would have liked to have seen price trade away from this NWOG here, new week opening gap. Usually I've noticed when price makes a pretty decently sized NWOG, I call it, price will trade away from it on Monday, then like Tuesday it'll come back down and fill it. But we actually, price tapped into it, then rejected to go higher. And I'm going to start by just working left to right on my annotations here and describing everything that I saw and my thought process behind this day. So off open here, we had manipulation higher. Now, of course, you wouldn't know this until you had this price leg lower and taking this. And you can look at this a lot like AMD. Here's our accumulation. We have a very short-term manipulation, and then you have a distribution leg down, taking this minor sell side. Now, we didn't have speed through that sell side, so I could see it go higher here, and we did, but we also had a resweep of this low, and then this down candle took this sell side and also took the London low. But with this sweep of the previous low right here, it also swept the London low to return higher. Now, I was actually watching this live, and I was really hoping we put in a fair value gap here and inverse it, because this is a money setup. We have a sweep, inverse, especially a sweep of a London low to inverse, either target the 50% of the down range or target this high if I was bullish, which I was. And I didn't take a trade here just because we didn't have a IFVG, and also on a 30-second, we didn't have an IFVG. Just show you guys that real quick. No IFVG here. We had a very, very minor one here, like maybe a tick, 2 ticks, but that's not enough for me to take a trade on. I was still bullish once this happened, and then I saw price come up to the 5-minute and reject. Once I saw price come to the 5-minute and reject, I was immediately bearish like that. And the 10 o'clock close, I will look at the 10 o'clock close as a confirmation of like a bias, pretty much, like if we're bearish, if we're bullish. And usually the 10 o'clock close puts me in a pretty good situation, but get the 4 hour. It didn't today. We had the 4-hour closed, didn't inverse anything. Usually I like to see the 4-hour inverse the fair value gap and like a 4-hour, or put in a new 4-hour. This on my indicator doesn't matter. Don't look at that. On a 1-hour, we didn't have anything. Once price tapped into this 5-minute and sold lower, I was immediately bearish. We inverse a really nice 1 minute. This is a really good trade. I didn't take this because I was bullish, and at the time I wasn't really thinking we were gonna be bearish. But after putting in this down leg, I was like, yeah, okay, we could definitely go lower, but I didn't take this. Also, another reason why I didn't take this was because of this high. We had relative equal highs up here on a short-term time frame. I don't like to see this because I really want to see a V-shaped recovery lower, not a flat top like this. Price wants to take out the smooth areas, the flat areas. Then price sold lower. We actually had a SMT here with ES. ES took this low, NASDAQ didn't. Now, if NASDAQ took this low, this is where I would have seen price go higher. This is where I would have wanted to see it go higher, pretty much. Off of this inverse, if NASDAQ took that low. But since ES took it, I still could have saw NASDAQ do it. But again, I was pretty bearish once I saw the 5 minute price tap into this 5 minute and go lower here. And then obviously, since we put in this down leg and this bearish market structure, I was bearish to the NWOG. So we took this Asia low here. Immediately, we tapped into this NWOG, right? You failed to reach the 75% level of the NWOG, and then you run higher with a large momentum candle higher with this little doji inversing this 1 minute, and price continues to run higher from here, and that's our reversal. So, and then here as well, 1 minute tapped right into the CE of a 1 minute FEG. And that was it for the day. Price just chopped for the rest of the day. I was thinking that's what we're going to do. Very low volatile day. I didn't like market conditions. I didn't like them. I really wanted to take this trade. I really wanted to see this. I wanted to be bullish today. But, I was fine with being bearish. But, yeah, I just didn't end up taking a trade today. I'll look to trade tomorrow, but not trading Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. And, yeah, that's about it. Macro times didn't do anything. Price took liquidity before macro times on both macros. At 3:30, 3:30 is another macro time that I like to see. Price will run at 3:30, and we did. We had right at 10:26, price spooled up, and then we took liquidity here at 10:35, or like 10:34, in that 10:30 range. 10:30 is another time I like to see. Here's a short-term market maker sell model. It's good to think about this. This would be like a 2022 model. This fair value gap, if we saw price come up into this fair value gap to go lower. And then that's about it. We had premium in the ranges, tapped into premium, OTE here to go lower. Pretty bearish structure, pretty boring day. That's about it. We didn't really do anything. Didn't take a trade today. Hopefully, I'll look to take a trade tomorrow. I'm not going to say anything on it, but yeah, that's about it, guys.